Peace, love, and light, Islam, on this wonderful Peace Day evening. On behalf of the entire organic nation, the Amexem-Empire National Collection of Souls, I welcome you to this presentation. This is our fifth video presentation, and we do this particular work to show forth love to our global population, to show forth love to our kith and kindred all across this planet. So, for the record, we are well aware that across this planet, there are a lot of good things happening. There are a lot of things that are troubling. There are many things that's causing so much suffering and great pain. It's a serious dichotomy. Within the Amexem-Moor-Empire, we do get that. It's so easy to focus on all of the doom and gloom because there's so much of it. And there's parties that control mass media across the planet that basically traffic in constantly barraging folks with doom and gloom. Hard reality is this, though. Doom and gloom requires you to surrender to it. It requires you to accept particular things. That is a psychology that you don't have to give into. Now, the reason why I'm raising the issue here is because, yes, there is great trouble across this planet. And yes, we know there are parties across this planet, basically the oil barons, the vax baron, and the international banksters have come together and they're working particular plans. And those plans that they're working is because they intend to see depopulation on a very large scale across this planet. And they are using their resources to implement all types of strategies, tactics, and plans to achieve their own ends of massive depopulation. Well, that's their plan. However, they only are a handful of folks on this planet. They are no smarter, they're not any wiser or any better than anyone else on this planet. We all have 24 hours on this planet, just like they do. That means we have the ability to change our priorities, change our behavior patterns for the better. So the doom and gloom that parties are looking to institute on a horrific scale, it requires participation. And yes, I'm sure many are going to participate. Many are going to rush, and they're going to do all they can to be microchipped and barcoded and QR coded to participate in their one quote-unquote world currency activity where they can control everything that folks do if they're tied into their quote-unquote economic system. And there are those across this planet that are going to resist them. And some of them are going to engage in that particular activity bearing arms. And that is a fool's errand on both sides. It's not an Amexem-Empire issue. However, many of our kith and kindred we know are going to get tied up in that. They're going to get caught up in that. It's most regrettable. However, folks make their choices and they have to deal with the consequences. What I do know is this. It's all external to you. You don't have to give in to that. You can choose not to participate in that. And many folks take the position, well, if I don't participate in this system, well, how would I do this? And how will I do that? How will I gain access to all the goodies, trinkets, and toys? You can have access to trinkets and toys if that is your desire. How about this, though? There are alternative methods across this planet for you to engage in commerce and trade, independent of the international banksters, independent of the oil barons and the vax baron, and all of their hangers-on, all of their puppets. You don't have to participate in what they're generating. You can make smarter, more effective choices. And the reason why we know this is because we actively do this, and we actively expand this. And if you do not know what you're doing, millionaire heterosexuals, I'm talking to you. If you don't know what you're doing, come with us. We'll train you. We shall prepare you. And we'll walk you through how to engage in commerce and trade within the dominions of the realm of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitutional-Monarchy. We're not on what they're on. We don't have a banking system within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. Banking is unconstitutional within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. Credit is unconstitutional within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. Those tools are used to enslave the masses. They create artificial inflation or deflation or hyperinflation, depending on how they choose to move the levers, which buttons they want to push. They control it. These parties control various systems for quote unquote education across the planet, which has gotten so much of our masses across the planet in so much trouble because most are merely quote unquote educated as opposed to being learned. Some say, well, I have a college degree. Yes, you've got 4 years of showing folks that you can sit down, you can quote unquote research instead of investigate, and you can follow instructions as they give them and do everything that you can to follow their rules, which means you will be obedient to what they have in mind. And they will let you into their particular clubs with that piece of paper that you got from them. And you can keep access to all the goodies, trinkets, and toys as long as you do what they tell you to do. No matter if what they're telling you to do and demanding that you do is against the interests of you and your family. Regardless of whether or not what they're looking for you to do and demanding that you do be of great detrimental harm, not just to you and your offspring, but to your ummah, your community. They coerce you into selling out all of those whom you love so you can have access to trinkets and toys. They seduce you into that. The thing is, it's all external. However, if being debased, reprobate, and degenerate is within you to begin with, then you'll happily go along with what they're imposing upon you. If you are of honor, of rectitude of character, fortitude in your constitution, who you are, what makes you who you are, well, then what they're attempting to do that's external, their wishes and their whims and their innuendo don't work on you. Their pressure using access to their toys doesn't work on you. That means you are strong enough to do it on your own. And there are those of us that will welcome you because we're collectively strong enough to not only do it on our own, we are already doing it on our own. We provide you with structure, platform. We provide you with a competent jurisdiction and venue, with a qualified court. We provide you with all that you require for psycho-socioeconomic infrastructure, for mare liberum, for you to engage in honorable commerce and trade within our global common market on our independent monetary system, on our independent monetary policy. That is what you have to do to be able to build your own trinkets and toys. The same way they designed them, we can design our own. We have the ability to copyright, patent, and trademark within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. And we have the ability to engage in international discourse. And that's what our training of our nationals is for. The Amexem-Moor-Empire Department for the Communications has a subdepartment. It's referred to as GIA, the Amexem-Moor-Empire General Information Agency. That particular agency is the Nationals Basic and Advanced Training Regimen. All Amexem-Moor-Empire nationals must take this training. All across the planet, we take the same exact training. The training is not designed to participate in foreign venue, quote unquote, quasi-court system scenarios. The byproduct of the training allows you to do that. However, the basics of our training is designed for you to be able to engage within the Amexem-Moor-Empire jurisdiction and venue, and to be able to establish and operate a business within the Amexem-Moor-Empire jurisdiction and venue, so that you may flourish, that you may take care of yourself, take care of your household, and do all that without interference from the international banksters or the oil barons or the vax baron. We have our own non-surgical universal health care plan. You don't need the colonizing hostiles and the melanated puppets for anything. So if it's trinkets and toys that you seek and you desire so much, we provide you the venue to make your own. Copyright, patent, and trademark your own, and trade them throughout our global common market. You don't need the colonizing hostiles. It's time to let them go. You can give them back their stuff. You can give them back their SWIFT. You can give them back their quote-unquote banks. You can give them back their oil baron owned and operated UN, which goes along with their WHO, or they call it quote-unquote World Health Organization, which is theirs. You can give them back their IMF. You can give them back all their toys. You don't need them. Give them back their CFA and their other worthless paper from all across the planet. Give them back their Paris Club. Give them back their Commonwealth. You don't need any of it. None of it. I don't care if you speak Patois. I don't care if you speak Marathi. I don't care if you speak Dagbani. I don't care if you're from Chibchas. I don't care where you're from on this planet. If you're speaking Sepedi, if you're speaking Tagalog, does not matter what language you speak. I don't care if your hair is coiled, if your hair is straight. If you are melanated, that is all that matters to me. I don't care if you pray. I don't care if you don't pray. I don't care who you pray to. None of my business, and I don't care. It has nothing to do with the bond that we have with our kith and kindred across this planet that seek to participate with us. You can give back the neo-colonizers their BRI. You don't need that. If you speak Urdu or Pashto, I don't care. You're welcome amongst us. We have duties, obligations, and responsibilities unto each other on this planet, and they are within the rigors of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitution, Article 3 specifically, because we live who we say we are. So, one of the first things we have to learn to do is unlearn the engineering that has been imposed upon you. We don't use their maps. We don't use their calendars. We don't engage in any rem and rest detrimental behavior. As living souls, we're not doing the nonsense. Within the population of the Amexem-Moor-Empire, we come together and we train. We're constantly upgrading our training materials. We're constantly expanding what we have the abilities to do all across this planet. We speak 16 different languages and dialects. Our official language in written form is Togbia, basically misnomer so-called Arabic, which is nothing more than broken Wolof. Our official dialect is English, which is basically Phoenician lettering, and we use it for shorthand for trade. So, it is time to evolve. There are 2,100 languages and dialects across the mother continent. Most of our kith and kindred in the Northern-Amexem on the East Coast speak or spoke Algonquin, which is nothing more than broken Arabic, which is nothing more than broken Wolof. Some of our folks speak Siouan. Some of our folks speak Creole. I don't care what you speak. If you are melanated heterosexual, you are welcome amongst us. We have work to do to clean up the mess that has been made across this planet because of folks' selfishness and their greed. We have work to do because of what's coming across this planet. A wholesale shift in the psyche is required because a wholesale shift of what's happening across this planet is coming. It's a hard reality. And there are parties that have a hard time letting go. And we know that. What I'm saying here is not for everyone. Some are going to cling on to the caste system for dear life. They will look down their noses at the darker among us. And that's all right. We don't need them either. They can take their 5,000 or their 50,000 caste or their 5,000 caste and their OBC nonsense with them. And those that call others Boro Kumin, they can take that with them too. The economic marginalization is done. Household by household, we're doing that. Well, family first. Familyhood by familyhood, we're doing that. Continent by continent, we're doing that. The pigment toxic generators and their schemes are done. All that's required is for you to stop participating. You don't have to. I know you're afraid. When it's change, folks are very afraid of change. We get that. We also know that some are comfortable in their captivity. They've been a hostage so long, they don't know anything else. Comprehensible. However, no need for that. All things in their time and season. There was a time on this planet when we melanated folks were the dominant influence on this planet. That time is returning now. And we are on the vanguard of its approach. We are the ones that's making it manifest. There are those that are about things in the wrong way, though, and we're not them. We're not violent folk, and we're not into tyranny. We're not into compulsion. No one can make you do anything. Not the colonizing hostiles and the melanated puppets. Not the Amexem-Moor-Empire imperial government. You have to decide for yourself what is right for you and your bloodline. It is you that must honor your ancestors and not bring shame upon them. It is upon you not to surrender your offspring to colonizing hostiles and their melanated puppets. We are showing you that you do have a choice. In the description of this particular live presentation, you will find the means to investigate us. The links for the website that we influence are there, including the link that will allow you to establish an account, a business or a private account in the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Depository System, where you may deposit platinum, gold, or silver. And you may transact with any business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire across the planet using that platinum, gold, or silver. You don't have to walk around with platinum, gold, or silver in your pocket. You can make the transactions online. You can make the transactions electronically. All you require is the account number and the passcode. And you can do all types of transactions within the Amexem-Moor-Empire's global common market. You don't need this SWIFT system. We got you covered. In the description, you will also find where you may establish a business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire. Click that link, and all the forms you require are on that link. The instructions on what to do are in that link, and the forms are in that link. The website that we influence is modernmoormonarchy.squarespace.com. That's modernmoormonarchy.squarespace.com. We influence that website. It'll take you several months to go through all the material on that website. However, it will give you context and perspective to assist you in acquiring a broad view, a well-informed view. I don't care if you are engaged in a particular religious service or holy days. We will schedule your training and your duty schedule around your holy days, around when you go to make prayer. We've always done it that way within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. We're always going to do it that way. We don't ask what your faith is, none of our business, and we don't care. I am Sunni Muslim. Our Grand Wazir is Hebrew Israelite. We have several Buddhists here. We have Seventh-day Adventists here. We have various forms of Islamic faith here. MSTA. We have several here of various types of Christianity. We don't care. That's a private capacity matter, and by way of Article 9 of our Constitution, we protect your rights to it. If you're a melanated heterosexual, you are welcome amongst our ranks. That is all that we care about. Bring your talents and your skills with you. Our current fiscal budget law is the equivalent of $2.79 billion in gold in worthless U.S. paper. The current so-called African Union budget is only $651 million. That goes to show you how serious they're not. They're influenced by the privately owned and operated UN anyway. They are dominated by particular international banksters and the oil baron anyway. If they had their best interest at heart, they would let the Paris Club and the Commonwealth a long time ago. They haven't, they won't, and the quote-unquote African Union won't go with so far. They're not serious. Come with us. We've got you covered. Our capital city is in the Northern-Amexem. Our financial capital is on the mother continent, the Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu. We are global in scope. The imperial government has 9 sector governments across this planet that command several regional governments, and they break down into district governments and local governments. Pardon. We got you covered. Thank you. Thank you for a few minutes of your time. Peace, love, and light, and we'll stop.